Граница так жок, шахмат түрүндө ак формада жайгашкан. Ошондой эле биздин Көкташ мектебинде Шайлаган атындагы орто мектеби менен Тажикстандын мектеби бар, окуучулар эртең менен обедте кезилишип өтөттөр бири-бири менен.
There are around 500 kilometers of undemarcated borders between Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan. Life in cross-border villages is overshadowed by the constant threat of conflict and tension. This affects people's daily life and their abilities to work, study, or even go to the local health center.
Конфликты на бытовой почве, перерастающие порой масштабные этнические столкновения, стали такой повседневностью на юге Кыргызстана.
As in Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan, in Bangladesh, Nepal, and other communities all over the world, local insecurities and tensions hamper people's ability to thrive.
ন্যায় বিচারের অভাবটা নিয়ে আমি যে কথাটা বলতে চাই, ন্যায় বিচারের কথাটা তো তখনই আসে যখন বড় ধরনের কোনো সমস্যা হয়।
Bangladesh is there is no direct violent conflict in anywhere, but there are silent things is ongoing in the society because the area is very vulnerable and there are lots of safety security issues which are not addressed by any community or the local authority.
Traditionally, programs to address these insecurities are often state-driven, state-centric, and the problem there is that they perhaps risk being too centralised and not quite understanding and addressing the drivers of very contextualised, very locally nuanced conflicts.
Community security is a powerful and innovative approach which directly involves vulnerable and traditionally excluded parts of communities. Tested in a range of contexts, community security approaches encourage local people to identify their real security concerns and develop solutions in partnerships with their security providers.
The idea is that by working together you can then start to build up trust and relationships and the sort of cooperation that can actually really begin to identify and get to the root causes of insecurity and injustice.
The community security approach is not just about the results, but it's also about the process of confidence building between the community members on the one hand and the law enforcement agencies and local authorities, and also among the different communities living across the borders.
The 5 steps that are involved in helping communities design the action plan, which is to help them identify problems, prioritize those problems, identify local solutions to address those problems, and design action plan and actually implement the action plan to address those problems.
Saferworld's community security programs start with a comprehensive conflict analysis. The findings are used to develop action plans among communities and security providers that are specific and sensitive to the unique threats and opportunities in any given community.
После чего они уже консультируются и с правоохранительными органами, и с местной властью по анализу этой проблемы, этих проблем, то есть, и потом они уже приоритизируют, выбирают из этих.
নার্গিস আমাদের গ্রামে গেছে একদিন, যাওয়ার পর আমার সাথে কথা বললো, এটা বললো আপা একটু মিটিং আছে ঘন্টা 2 আপনি একটু শেয়ার করবেন। আমি সেই মিটিংয়ে গেলাম এবং সেই সময় আমরা আমাদের বিস্তারিত জিজ্ঞাসা বললো যে আপনাদের এলাকায় কি কি সমস্যা আছে, আমরা সেই সমস্যাগুলো বললাম।
In most of the VDCs they decided to work on domestic violence. So they designed a lot of interactions programs between the local authorities such as police and the communities on that issue. They had interactions programs on legal rights, on women's rights, and they had street dramas, and they produced leaflets and brochures to raise awareness on those issues.
Community-based approaches provide both a greater sense of security for people, improving the efficacy and relevance of security providers' work overall.
ერგნეთის შეხვედრიდან დაახლოებით ერთ თვეში სოფელ ზარდიანთკარის საგუშაგო ასწიეს სოფლის თავში, სადაც ზარდიანთკარელები ახლა უკვე უსაფრთხოდ და დაცულად იგრძნობენ თავს.
এখানে দুটো অ্যাকশন কমিটি আছে। এক নম্বরে হচ্ছে 1 নম্বর ওয়ার্ড, 2 নম্বরে হচ্ছে 2 নম্বর ওয়ার্ড। 1 নম্বর ওয়ার্ড সহ 2 নম্বর ওয়ার্ডের যে অ্যাকশন কমিটি অত্যন্ত শক্তিশালী একটি কমিটি। এখানে যখন কমিটি করা হয়, জেলার ভাইস চেয়ারম্যান উপস্থিত ছিলেন, স্থানীয় গণ্যমান্য এবং আমি উপস্থিত ছিলাম।
It's a platform to give them a voice. It's a platform to actually give them a chance to express their needs in conjunction with the decision makers that can actually have some impact over addressing those needs. And that's kind of rare. And it's an important opportunity because really deep down this is about linkages. Community security is about linkages. It's about linking people to each other in a community. It's about linking public policy to public opinion. It's about linking resources to needs.
وقتی که ما با تشکیلات شما همکاری کردیم و بین سرحدبانای و بین همین کارا ما خیلی همین سال است گرام برد. من همین سال رفته اومد یگان وایش نیست. دوام میتم همینه. سال گذشتگی ده من خودم اشتراک کرده بودم رفتم پولتتون گفت جنگجال کرده بود. اومده آدما من برده بود. این سال همین کار شدگیش نه. سرحدبانا به یگان وای موند گذشته اومد. پول هم نگرفته است مثال جنگجال هم نشده است تو قرقیز من تاجیک نگفتم.
In areas where we're working, the district authorities have seen the value in community security work, and they have indicated that they would like to see it expanded more widely.
Safer communities are built on trust. They're built on trust that you can travel, trust that you can work, trust that you can have safe interactions with your neighbours and with wider members of the community. Safe in the knowledge that you can also trust your security service providers. Building that trust takes time. It takes a long time. But what community security can do is provide those spaces for interaction, provide those spaces for dialogue and trust building, so that in actual fact, you're giving communities a chance in partnership with their security providers to start finding answers to some of those big questions and to start building that sort of trust that over time can really contribute to more resilient communities and safer communities.